It's WNCW. Man, that's some fine, rich sauce right there.
Thanks,
We've got Dylan LeBlanc here in Studio B at WNCW. If you like what you're hearing, you can track him down out there in the inner tube, DylanLeBlanc.com. Facebook as well. I think you've got some social media presence out there, don't you?
A little. It's growing, I think. I hope. Trying to get the word out. You know.
That's right. Folks over in Durham will have a chance to enjoy a show tonight at the Pinhook, and then on up into Charlottesville. The tour goes. Once again, Dylan will be back in the area with the Alabama Shakes playing Charlotte on the 22nd of April and the 26th of April. They will be in Asheville.
Yes.
I got to ask some addition. I'm going to talk about the string section now.
Yeah, please do.
Yeah. Don't get embarrassed. The idea of bringing these guys in, was that yours, or was it brought up by Ben and John Paul?
Serendipitous thing. We had met. I've known Kimmy for almost 8 years.
As long as I've lived in Florida.
Yeah, 10 years. And I mean, she's always been a great violin player, but I knew her as a fiddle player. She played with this guy who's a really cool cat. I'm glad I got to say that on the air.
Yes.
Doc Daly, and he's a really great songwriter. And I had actually seen her play with him and play with some other people, but mainly him. And she was always playing fiddle, and I always wondered, I wonder if she could play more classical. And it turned out that she was classically trained.
I think we've answered that question.
Yes. Many times over.
Yeah.
And I just, I asked her, why the heck not, and she said, well, let me check my schedule with Doc. And we tried a couple of rehearsals, and we had, I figured out that them two work really well together, and they're like a team, which is really cool. So that was that really helped a lot, because I can sing them apart, and they can literally write it out, score it.
Right.
And that's amazing. So it was my dream come true. But Caleb, funny story, I met him in Lafayette, Louisiana. I was opening up for a dude there that he was playing with, and his manager at the time was a guy that used to promote my shows in Lafayette. And he said, I got this kid, and he's a great cello player, and if you want some cello on your songs tonight, you should really give him a shot to play. And usually when somebody says that, you go, oh, man.
Run away.
Yeah, I don't know, because when people are claiming somebody's really good at something, usually it's not true. And but sometimes it's very true. And I guess I was being a little bit pessimistic that day. But he came upstairs. I was staying in a hostel there. It was called the Blue Moon Saloon. And he came upstairs with his cello and nailed it. I gave him 2 songs to learn, and he killed it. And I was like, well, you want to finish out these dates with me? And so he just hopped on board, and we've been playing ever since together. And,
was the thought that the strings section adds emotional gravitas, or what were you hearing in your head that made you want to chase this down?
I knew that I've always wanted strings on all my recordings. It was one of those things I loved. I love the strings. They're beautiful instruments, and but with the emotion of this record, I feel like if the strings weren't there on this record, they're such an integral part of the record.
I agree.
That it just would not be the same record, And I knew that I wanted that to be a driving force behind this record, because I knew, for one thing, that I wasn't going to be able to work with a lot. And John Paul and Ben were like, well, we're not going to put a whole bunch of stuff on this record, but I was like, give me my strings. If you'll just give me those, man, we'll be cool. And they, and they did. So, and I knew that, that was one of the things that I wanted. And they, just, again, they're both incredible studio musicians and great live musicians. And also they get me, which is really hard, because I'm crazy and weird. But they, I know it's hard. I'm hard to live with. But they do a good job, and they're pretty awesome folks. They're 2 of my best friends. So it's just really interesting and amazing to get to play with them, and also have our personal lives, and then our road lives, and explore the music together. It's really fun. I don't know. It's a heck of an experience.
It is. Yeah, I get the feeling that you really need to establish a pretty deep basis of trust with the people that
you got to get
support
all of me.
you.
You know, if
Yeah.
you're gonna tour with me, you're gonna get it anyway at some point. So, you know, if you can't deal with that, you know, you're gonna have a problem. You know, so it's important for me to establish a extremely like trust, like this big thing of trust with people.
Right.
Because to me, it's like it's a marriage. You know, being out on the road, and you got to have people that you know you want to be around, you enjoy being around, and that also kind of balance you as well, and that you know kind of make you kind of bring more out of you. You know, and so you know all of these guys that I have out on the road with me definitely do that for me.
Yeah.
Keep me in a balanced place, I think.
Can you ever see a time when you went into a studio with a producer you didn't know and in a different place?
Like in the future?
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't know. Maybe that would definitely be breaking new ground for me.
Yeah.
It would be nerve-wracking for me, but I can't say I'd rule that out. You know, because you never know what could happen.
Ain't that the truth?
Yeah.
Is it easier to write for you to write a sad song?
Yeah, I mean, not really. Not these days. You know, the thing I try not to do is write songs about girls, because it's been done so many times, and that's like the motivation behind every song. Almost, you'd think, you know, like on the radio.
Sure.
But it's so hard not to, because girls are so lovely, and
There's that whole emotional thing again.
it
right?
is, you know, and it's such a like love is such a motivational force, and it's a beautiful thing to write about. But you know, I look back and realize that half of my career was based off negative emotion, and it wasn't really. There was no message of hope. It was just bleak, and I don't know. I wanted to write something about coming out of that, you know.
Right.
And that was why I wrote this record.
Do you journal? Do you write every day?
I used to journal, and I don't journal anymore.
Do you just keep little scraps of paper
I like to
around
call
in your
it
pocket?
urinal. With a silent J.
Right.
I like to urinal.
Urinal.
Yeah.
Yes. So it's the process for you of actually capturing your lyrics and the spirit of a moment. How do you mechanically go through that?
I usually will try to. Oh, there's my I was trying not to do that today. God.
Perfect.
There it is again.
Set it up.
So, I'll try the so from here on out. God. All right. Yeah. Yeah. Just like that. I do that for hours, and you know, I think I'll try to get some sort of try to get something moving. You know, a subject matter or I usually will have a melody first. That's like the first thing that happens is a melody, and then the words usually come after. So I'll have like a pretty melody or something that I think is, you know, I like, and then I'll have lines that I've scribbled down over the years, and these I don't keep one notebook. All of my stuff is scrabbled in like 15 different notebooks just laying around everywhere. So I'll just look through them, and sometimes I'll pull from that, and sometimes I'll, you know, look at my phone, and I've got little ditties that I sing in my voice memo, and I don't know. I just
I like the little rap thing during sound check.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you. You know, that's one way I keep my songwriting skills fresh. I got to keep it fresh.
I can see where the new record's going already.
Yeah, dude, it's going to be D'Angelo influenced.
We're chatting with Dylan Leblanc down here in Studio V at WNCW, and we just absolutely have to have another tune.